Anywhere we go, we went on tournaments. Every single time, parents would come up to us and ask us, who is this girl? How old is she? No way.
What's your dream?
I want to be world number 1, and I want to get 50 Grand Slams.
When I was carrying her, we were told that she won't be able to breathe on her own. They were really rushing and pushing us for abortion because of the rules.
What's your mom's proudest moment?
The second place medal.
Ding ding.
Yeah!
Oh, you got that right.
Well, I would tell them to never give up. It's okay if you lose. I lost a lot when I was little, but you just have to keep working on the things that you need to work on, and you got this.
Thank you for joining the All Dream Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Haas, and today we have a very, very special guest. Her name is Mila. She's a 9-year-old tennis player, and if you look at the things she's doing on Instagram, she's very, very, very good at tennis. And I want to speak to her about her process. How did she get so good, and what's her story? And we're going to bring her on right now and find out more about Mila. Can't wait to hear her story. So here's Mila. We're going to bring her up to the stage. How are you today?
Good.
Good. So, welcome to the All Dream Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Haas. I'm one of the founders of All Dream Sports, and I want to learn about you today and your tennis journey. So, my first question is, tell the world about you and what you do.
Well, so in the mornings, I wake up, I have breakfast, and then I run a mile or a half mile almost every day, and then I go on the courts at 8, and then I finish at 10 or 11.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well, and then I have another half. Starts at 2:30, sometimes 2, and then I do 1.5 hour.
Wow.
So at 4.
Okay, and when did you start? Okay, so let me back up a little bit, okay? How old are you?
I'm 9.
You're 9. And when is your birthday?
June 25th.
June 25th, okay. And when did you start playing tennis?
7.5.
7.5. Okay. And what made you want to start playing tennis? There's a lot of other sports that you can play. Why tennis?
Well, both my grandparents were athletes. They're really good. And my grandpa, he looked at me and he's like, maybe she should play tennis because she's very fast. And and then that's how I started. I had no idea the sport existed, and that's why.
Wow. Okay, so you didn't know about tennis before you started playing.
No.
So now that you've started playing since you've been 7.5, do you love it?
Yeah, it's really fun. I love the competition.
Yeah, that's great. And what else do you love about playing tennis?
I like when you hit the ball, the sound of when it bounces off. And I like seeing the other person run.
Okay. And what's your favorite part of the game? Is it just to give you an example? I'm asking do you love the serve? Do you love the backhand? Because you have a really, really good backhand. I've seen your videos. What's your favorite part?
I think the drop shot.
The drop shot. Okay. And how often do you work on that?
Not too often, but maybe once in a week, maybe.
Okay. So when you're training every morning, you say you run, what drills is that you do every single day like in order to make your skill set just better during the games? What do you do every single day as far as skill wise?
Okay, so I do like pre-activation. I do jump rope, bands, and then dynamic warm up,
Okay.
and
Can
then
you
stretching after.
sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, can you say that one more time?
So pre-activation, jump rope, bands, dynamic warm up, and stretching and fitness.
Okay. So dynamic warm up you said?
Mm-hmm.
What does that entail? Okay, so I'm a basketball player.
Okay.
So I'm here to learn all about tennis from you, right? What is that?
Dynamic warm up. It's
Mhm.
like running, high knees,
Okay.
like Frankenstein's,
Mhm.
like things to warm up your muscles so you could
Okay.
start playing.
Mhm. And then as far as like the bands, how does the bands, how does that help you in your game?
Well, it also like warms up the muscles, gets them like in the stroke, like getting like some of the correct motion.
Okay. That must be huge. Like, let's talk about like the correct motions, because if I play tennis right now, I'm probably going to be doing the wrong motions, right? So when you started, did you see yourself having, from when you started to now, can you see the improvement in your motions
Yes.
as a player?
Hmm.
Okay. And one thing I've seen on Instagram that you're really big with is training your little sister.
Yeah.
So when did that start, and how's it going?
Well, I don't really do it anymore because she doesn't really like it. She
Ah,
thinks like I'm bossing her around, but
ah,
I'm really trying to help. And then so sometimes I do it, and
mhm.
like she doesn't listen to me. But then when I walk away, she starts doing it. So it's really funny.
Okay. So she's probably learned a lot from you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you seen her get better since you've been working with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
she's starting to get like the correct things down.
Okay. And where do you want to take your tennis dreams? Like, what's the biggest dream that you have in this, this journey that you're on? You're working out every single day, you're getting better, you're working hard, you're going to tournaments. What's your dream? Hi. Thank you for joining the All Dream Sports podcast, which is sponsored by All Dream Sports mobile app. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's for athletes to capture their complete sports journey in one dedicated place. Capture it, store it, build a community, and earn money with All Dream Sports. So if you have hundreds of videos on your camera roll that no one's ever going to see of your child's sports journey, you can organize it with the All Dream Sports mobile app. But that's not it. You can also have your child athlete build a community of people that's going to subscribe to their Dreamers Vault. And anytime someone subscribes to your child's Dreamers Vault to watch their complete sports journey, your child earns money. So you can use it for fundraising as well. What's your dream?
Well, I want to be world number 1, and I want to get 50 Grand Slams.
Wow. Wow. I love it. So you want to be number 1 in the world, and you want to win over 50 Grand Slams.
Yes.
That's awesome. And where are you from?
I was born in New York. I was raised in New Jersey, and I recently moved to Florida for tennis.
Oh, wow. Okay. So do you have like a personal trainer? Like, how does that work? Like, are you working with somebody every single day just on tennis?
Yes, and some like I have Thursday off some most of the time, and then I go to the wall on Saturday, and Sunday is off.
Okay, and Sundays is off. And how do you are you obviously you have to go to school. Which what what's your school schedule? Are you like a regular kid?
No, I do online school.
Oh wow.
So I have first half like the morning, and then I have a break for lunch where I do school. And then I go to my other practice in the
Then you go to
afternoon.
your other practice. And as far as your diet, what is your mom preparing for you? Like it's for you to eat in order to because you have to have a lot of energy, right? You know, to be working out twice per day. What's your diet like? What are you eating?
Well, I'm my dad makes juices.
Hmm.
I have bagels a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
fruit,
Fruit. Okay.
and I have sushi every
Yes.
Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. And what's your favorite food? Let's say let's say that. Huh?
Sushi.
Sushi. Sushi. Okay. 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 All right, so I have another question about you and your sister because I think it's really, really cool that you train your sister. Would you ever want to play in the doubles with your sister?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I think that would be so cool. Like you train your sister, she becomes really, really good, just like you're becoming, and then you guys play pro together and win doubles matches. So you win your singles championships and your grand slams, but then you also win doubles with your sister. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Have you gone to any like professional tennis matches just to see how it feels?
Yes, I've been to the U.S. Open.
Okay, and how was that?
It was really good. Like
Hmm.
sometimes they would play long sets, like
Hmm.
where I'd be really sleepy.
Okay,
I
okay,
couldn't finish it because it was late at night. And then like some matches they go by 6-0 like really fast.
okay, okay. And when you're watching it, how good are those guys? Like when you're watching, are you like, wow, these guys are really really good? Because you know someone can watch it on TV and say they're really really good, but it has to be different if you're watching in person. Are you watching it like that? Like, wow, these guys are really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I could beat them though. Mhm.
I love it. I love it. So you believe that you can be just as good as those guys that you're watching,
Even better.
even better. I love it. I think so too. I think so too. Okay, now let's talk about. Have you played any other sports besides tennis?
Yes.
Okay, what sports did you play?
I played soccer and I did swimming.
You did swimming. Okay,
Well, I wouldn't really. Yeah, I played them, not like tournaments. Though.
okay. So let's talk about like soccer. Soccer, you're on a team, right? But tennis and swimming, you're alone, right?
Mhm.
What do you do to prepare yourself mentally? Because you're basically when you play tennis, you're on an island. You're by yourself. You're on a court. You know you have to focus. How do you prepare your mental in order to be the best player that you can possibly be?
Well, I try to like if something's not working, I try to think of what do I do to make this correct? Like what do I do to do it the correct way?
Okay, okay. And how does mom and dad help you with that?
Well, sometimes I get frustrated because it's like really hard, and
Mhm.
then they keep encouraging me, and I'm really thankful for that.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you started playing tennis at like 7.5, right? And you didn't know anything about it. At what point did you fall in love with playing tennis on that journey?
Like a like a month after I started playing, or
Oh,
like maybe when I turned 8. I don't quite remember, but I started really liking it, the sport. Yeah.
Okay. And for someone like you, right? You have this dream to become number one in the world and win over 50 Grand Slams. What is the path for you to get to your dream? Like, is it working out? Do you like, when does a young person even consider turning professional? You're 9 now, right? So how
Mhm.
does that path work for a tennis player?
Well, so you have to get like the correct stroke and technique, and then you have to know how to make the person move, like how to play, and you have to work on your mental and being strong.
Okay, that's great. And how many tournaments? Okay, let's talk about the tournament that you just played. You just played a tournament last weekend, right?
Yes.
And how did that tournament go?
Good. I got second place.
You got second place, so you did well, very well. And are you normally getting first and second place in the tournaments that you're playing in now?
Mhm.
Yeah. And how often is your tournaments?
Well, I train for like 3 months, 2 months after a tournament, and then I play another one.
Okay, okay.
So
And
I
how
have
do you?
a lot of things to work on.
Okay, okay. And how do you like playing in the tournaments? Like, is you're doing a lot of work during the week. You're training 2 times. When it's time to finally play in a tournament to show your skills off, how does that feel?
Well, of course, I'm nervous because, well, I don't know the players that I'm playing most of the time, and and I get nervous because I really want to win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're really competitive.
Hmm.
So one thing I know about you is that you love to work hard and you love to get better every single day, right?
Hmm.
Um, how do you continue that path uh, and not get tired, like every single day with the mentality I want to get better every single day?
Well, of course, I have real, like, pretty intense practices for like the second half,
Hmm.
um, and I just try my best. Like, I keep encouraging myself to push.
Right. Okay. And let's talk about your challenges, right? It's a lot of people that, a lot of young players that are really, really good and, they have dreams as well. What challenges do you have right now?
Well, to get the correct technique still, because like I have to change it every once in a while.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because yeah, um, and then like moving the player still, like being consistent, I have to work on.
Okay. Okay. Those are, and as far as like running, you do you do like a lot of like physical training, like running, just because so you can be in shape. Because that like tennis players have to really really be in shape. So you guys are running like to chase the ball. That's part of your regimen, right?
Yeah, like today I was biking to the wall all the
Hmm.
way. Yeah,
Okay, okay. You haven't been to Wimbledon yet, right?
I really want to go.
No.
No, I haven't been.
Okay, okay. Uh, which tournament would you want to go to most?
That's hard because like Australian Open and Wimbledon, they're both really, really big tournaments, and I've already been to the US Open.
Hmm.
So mostly Wimbledon.
Mostly Wimbledon. Mostly Wimbledon. And who are you inspired by? Like, what players are you inspired by? Let's talk about like your top 3 players of all time that you are inspired by.
Serena,
Okay.
Iga,
Okay.
and Rafa.
Okay. Is that Rafael Nadal?
Yes.
Okay. And which out of those three, which is your favorite?
Ika.
Ika. Okay. Why? So tell me a little bit about Ika and
Ika.
why.
Well, I like the way she plays.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I like the way she plays a lot. She does a lot of different things.
Hmm.
Um, and what people say I look alike like her.
Okay.
I just
uh,
really like her a lot.
okay. And do you do similar things like her? Like, do you model some of your game after her a little bit? If so,
Yeah.
what things do you take from her game?
Well, I like the way she comes to the net a lot.
Hmm.
So I started doing that.
Okay.
And the like deep cross court angles.
Deep cross court angles. Okay. 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 That's awesome. Um, well, I think I've learned a lot that I've wanted to learn about tennis from you. I want you to tell the world something more about yourself. Like, what would you like? You're 9. It's a young person that's 5 or 6 that's going to watch your journey. What would you tell them to help them to get where you are right now?
Well, I would tell them to never give up. It's okay if you lose. Like I lost a lot when I was little, but you just have to keep working on the things that you need to work on, and just you got this, and it's okay if you lose.
Okay. I'm sorry. Quick intermission again, because I want to tell you about one of the services we provide at All Dream Sports. So I see all of these great athletes on Instagram. The highlights, the things that they're doing is so great. But I don't know who they are. There's just so many. And I want to know who they are. I want to know their story. All athletes right now are just getting very, very good. And it's very, very competitive. And we believe at All Dreams that the story of an athlete is going to be just as important as the performance on the field or on the court. And we want to give your child their first documentary covering their story, sort of like we did with Angie right here. I want the world to meet Angie. She is a 14-year-old girl from Cartagena, Colombia, and her dream is to become an Olympian. We met Angie in February of 2023 while she was training in the Crespo area of Cartagena. Angie is trained by her father, Jorge. He has been training Angie since she was around 7 years old. Together, they work hard every day to achieve the dream of Angie becoming an Olympian. If you're interested, please set up a one-on-one with someone from All Dream Sports, and we would love to do a documentary about your child's sports journey and the things that they're doing. A day in the life. Back to the episode. So, we're going to talk to Mila's mom right now in the Meet the Parents segment. Okay, so I'm going to bring her up right now and we're going to ask her about how it is raising an athlete like Mila. Hey, how are you doing, Mila's mom?
Hello. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Mila did wonderful. And wow, what a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to speak to you. So this is the Meet the Parents segment. Like for us at All Dream Sports, like we love the athlete. We want to tell the athlete's story, but it's always something behind these athletes, especially performance athletes, right? And usually it's a parent just like you, right? So please tell the world, introduce yourself to the world. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yep. I'm Mila's mom. My name is Neonila. I have breakfast. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm a working parent. And apparently, I'm also a sports parent, which I didn't know is a term or a job in itself until we, yeah, started this journey.
Hmm. Hmm. And where are you from?
Originally from Belarus, it's a small country in Europe.
Okay, okay. And how long have you been in the States?
Right? Long story, but recently, for the past 13 years, I've
Okay,
lived here.
okay, okay. And you have two daughters, right?
Correct.
And so you have Mila, and
No.
Mila's
Mhm.
okay, okay, okay. And so Mila's telling the story about how she started playing tennis, and it's not
Yeah,
like it's not she's. I watch her Instagram, right? We seen her on Instagram, and it's not like she's been playing since she was like 2 years old, but she's good, and she's just started playing.
exactly. Yes, that's the interesting part of it. So she's competing on par with kids and being compared to the kids who've been doing this full time since they were 3 or 5.
Hmm.
But yes, she started around 7, 7.5, but it was like going once, twice a week for group lessons after school. So it wasn't even like she really hasn't started until 7, 8 months ago when we moved to Florida. That's when she started actually taking it more seriously.
Wow, wow. And what made you and your husband take that direction for Mila, right? Instead of anything else. I know, she told me that her grandparents were professional athletes. Um, what made you and your husband say, "All right, let's really take her down this road"?
Yeah. Our parental duties to our children, I suppose. Yes, she was absolutely correct. The way she started tennis is my dad, her grandfather, who was a professional ice hockey player.
Okay.
When he saw her when she was 2, 3 years old, I think,
Hmm.
he said, "You need to try tennis." And which nobody in our family actually play tennis, or I haven't even like I heard of it as a sport, but I had no interest or relation to the sport. Um, so when I asked him why, he said, "Well, she's fast, she has good coordination, and she's very smart um, for her age." And so I was like, okay, but at the time when I checked, there wasn't anything for tennis for 3 year olds. And then it was like I remembered it after COVID that, oh yeah, he mentioned we should try. So that's how we started, and then she was naturally just very good at it because of all the qualities my dad somehow intuitively, or maybe based on his experience, picked up.
Hmm.
And so she was progressing very fast.
Hmm.
But like I mentioned, she was going, once, twice a week in like a club setting after school, and they held her back. I mean, that's the truth. They held her back because that's how the clubs are structured. You start with the group and you move with the group. You don't, if you're better, you still wait until everybody else, gets to that level and until the semester's over. And then that's just how, you get into a group and you move with it regardless of where you are.
Okay.
And so we changed one club, then the other club, and then, but she was just progressing so fast. And I'm not saying it because she's my daughter. It's really is a fact. And so it got to a point where we went to Florida just to get a independent opinion on her level, because we didn't want to come from the perspective of, oh, she's her child, she's like the best.
Right, right,
uh,
right,
Number one. Number two, we're not from tennis, so they're only, you pick up things, but you're not an expert.
right, right.
And when we went to Florida, we kind of got a very good feel for where she was. She was above average for her age,
Hmm.
given she hasn't had much training whatsoever.
Hmm.
So we were like, okay, we either have to quit because there's no point on doing it, moving with the groups and waiting for everybody else to catch up,
Hmm.
or we have to give her the opportunity. And we talked to her about it because moving to a different state, it's a lot of commitment. And it's a very big step for us as a family and for us as parents with jobs, with work, with everything. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's a difficult thing to do. And we actually, funny enough, tried to convince her to quit tennis.
Please, please say no.
Yeah, because it's also very, 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 very expensive.
Okay. Okay.
Very expensive.
Okay.
And so, yeah, but she said no. And we talked as a family and, made sure to the extent that the kids could, they understood the step that we're taking.
Mhm.
And yeah, and we moved and now we're here and she's doing really well.
Wow, that's a really really great story, and I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because you guys literally picked up and moved in order to support Mila's dream, and I say that because I don't really think it was like really a dream that she's like, hey, I want to do this right now. It was something where it was like, look, she's good. Let's support her to be the best that she can possibly be and take her in this direction. And because you could have just said, all right, well, just stay with the clubs, just stay, with these clubs and just be regular. But it seems like, and that's what a lot of parents do, right? They won't do that type of commitment. But it seems like you guys like went above and beyond to support her, and I think that will transfer into light years of her getting better, but her also reaching her ultimate goals.
We
Uh,
hope so, but it wasn't that she was just, good.
mhm,
There's something really special about the way she plays, even not having the right technique.
mhm,
Um, Anywhere we go, we went on tournaments back in New Jersey.
mhm.
Every single time, parents would come up to us and ask us, "Who is this girl? How old is she?" Like, no way. And like I said, she wasn't even playing that much, right, or training that much.
Right.
So we initially we saw it, but we're parents, so I always like reserved to the fact that okay, she's my child, so probably I'm a little biased. But then when people just keep coming to you one after the other, and then here in Florida, same thing on tournaments. Every single time somebody comes up to us and asks us who she is, where she trains, how old is she? Like, no way, she's 9. Like in tennis, they play 12 and under. So she
Okay.
plays 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds. There's no,
Okay.
if she's 9, she's playing 9. She doesn't play 9-year-olds.
Okay.
She plays 12 and under. So it's between 7 and 12-year-old girls. So there's definitely, she's special. And we decided, okay, well, at least there will not be any regrets on our part as parents that we gave her the opportunity. And then it's up to her to take it, and we're there to support her
Yeah.
all the way. So we'll see.
No, that's awesome. And your background, do you have any background in any type of athletics or anything? Uh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So both of my parents were professional athletes. My dad ice hockey, but he never even put me on ice skates. Shame on you, Dad. And my mom was a professional swimmer, so she
Okay.
did put me in swimming. I did swimming
Mhm.
a lot, but my passion really lied with ballroom dancing, and I did that professionally. Believe it or not, it's a sport.
Is it?
So it is a sport. It's considered a sport, yes. Funny enough, or not so funny, I don't know. But yes, so even though nobody played tennis per se,
Mhm.
the concept and the understanding of what it takes and what it means to be a professional athlete runs in the family all the way.
Mhm.
So dedication, commitment, work ethics, all of those things I'm able to translate to, the girls' sport and to the way they approach reaching their goals, but obviously not only in sport. So it's a great kind of gateway to showing them what living the life, of your dreams means in general and overall.
I love it. I love it. So in the email you wrote in the email, I want to learn about this story because Mila is very, very special, right? Not just as a tennis player, and she's very, very special. And I would like to learn more about Mila's story when you were pregnant.
Yep. Yes. Yes, I'll try not to cry. Yes. Yeah, so when she was 20 weeks old,
Mm-hmm.
when I was carrying her, we were told that she won't be able to breathe on her own, move, like exist on her own. She'll be tied to tubes. They were drawing all these pictures for us, how she doesn't have this and that. And they were really like rushing and pushing us for abortion because of the rules in New York State. Up until certain weeks you can do this, but then you'll have to travel there. And then like they had all these logistics figured out for us.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember we had this dialogue with my husband, and in general, we decided that however she comes out, we're keeping that baby. It's our first baby. I mean, there's no way. But also, I remember telling him that she's just been moving so much and kicking so hard. I was telling him that it's hard to believe that anything is wrong with that child because she's so active and so strong.
Right.
And long story short, there were a few other moments during that pregnancy that were kind of throwing us off. But yeah, she came out absolutely healthy, and hopefully she grows into the successful athlete that she currently aspires to be, and she can tell that story and inspire so many other families and children in general and girls in particular, that there are no limitations to what you can do, and you should always believe in yourself, fight for she had to literally fight for her life, literally, not in a figurative way. But hopefully she can spread the word that have faith, and just do what you need to do, and you'll get there.
Yeah, that's a really, really touching story. That had to be very, very scary. I'm a dad. I have 3 daughters. That had to be very, very scary. And yes, I believe she will. It's an inspiring story, right? Just even right now to where she's currently at, but where she's going. So yeah, I believe that story will inspire a lot of people. Now let's talk about Mila's training, right? And let's talk about the path to getting to where she wants to be, right? She says she wants to be number one. She doesn't say I want to be a professional tennis player. She says I want to be number one in the world, and I want to win over 50 Grand Slams. Okay, I just wanted to make it to the NBA. I could have been somebody I could have been the 12th man. I just wanted to make it, right? But she wants to be number one in the world. Win over 50 Grand Slams. Talk about the path to getting there, as you know it right now. This is all new to you as well. You guys just moved to Florida.
It is.
How does that work for a tennis player?
Yeah, we're learning as we're going. So she does 2 sessions, as she mentioned, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. In between, she has school, but also after the second session, they actually go to an actual educational facility. So they do 2 schools. She was very modest to say she does 1. We never planned to do online school, to be honest. It's just that we moved in May and we missed all the cutovers for school. So there weren't a lot of options. But it's actually quite good. It's working out pretty well. So her current schedule is morning practice, afternoon practice. Education is extremely important to us. It's just how we were raised.
Yeah.
So they don't have an option not to study or to study less. They're both going above their grade levels. So our hope is, to keep challenging them educationally as well. And I do strongly believe that it helps in sports as well to have, good IQ. And in addition to that, we've introduced fitness, and we're making sure she has a couple days off during the week.
Okay.
So she mentioned Thursday, Sunday off, and then on Saturday we do something light just to keep, the body in shape. So on Monday it's not too marshmallowy.
Right.
And once in a while we do tournaments once we feel she's ready to try out whatever she's been learning.
So I reached out to you and we talked over the weekend through Instagram. She had a tournament, and you said, I wanted to know how she did in the tournament. And it was something that we kind of talked about. Whereas some players, because it's not like to say basketball, you have a referee. It doesn't matter, and they're the ones that call the call. So just say if I'm playing basketball and I had to call my own foul, right? And someone said, and I'm like, no, there's no referee there. And I'm like, bro, I didn't foul you. Right? But I literally knocked you over, took the ball, and then I went down there, right? So in youth tennis, that's kind of how it is. It's the Wild Wild West, right? You call your own calls. I just learned this. Yeah. So tell me about that experience, and how does that work, and how does that affect the game, and what could be better? How could they do it?
Yeah, that's actually one of my hopes, at least for now. Maybe it'll change. That maybe when Mila, matures and achieves whatever she wants to achieve, she'll take some time to give back to the tennis community and kind of advocate for certain changes in the junior tennis. Because in my personal opinion, it's unacceptable. And it almost defeats the purpose of the entire notion of junior tennis, where they're supposed to enjoy the game and have fun. There's no fun when kids are encouraged to cheat,
right?
To bully on the courts and off the courts. Again, I was raised in a family of professional athletes from Europe, but I assume in the US it shouldn't be any different, where sports is about, it's not just about who runs the fastest or hits the ball the hardest. It's about certain values, right? Yes. At least that's how it was. That's how I was raised. It's about respecting the opponent, respecting the game, respecting the rules of the game. But here in junior tournaments, and it's a widely known fact, it's not like I'm, opening up the Pandora's box or a secret. In many cases, kids are trained to cheat, to bully, to do anything it takes to come back home with that trophy.
Right.
There are no refs. I wouldn't say entirely, but generally there are no refs on junior tournaments, which again it promotes, right, and the cheating and bullying even more. Right. Coaching is not allowed, so it's almost like completely backwards. When you're professional tennis player, you have refs, you have automatic line reader, right? There's no play. You can try to cheat, but it's gonna get you in trouble, or it's just nothing to you. You can't. They have refs, they have coaches, I know coaching is kind of not allowed, but junior tennis is supposed to be about junior development, right? That's where they learn how to play and how to compete. You're supposed to have all those things. Kids change the score all the time. sometimes not on purpose, oftentimes on purpose, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Like the kid just changes the score, and you start arguing about it. You call the ref, and the ref is like, okay, so what was the last score you both agree on? We will start from there.
Serious?
Yeah, that's how it is. And you're just sitting there. Okay.
And you're as a parent, and you as a parent, you just have to sit and watch this.
Yes, according to the rules, parents are not supposed to interfere whatsoever. And oftentimes parents do by yelling at the other kid or uh, just shouting things to their child, like, you smash her there. It's like, it's so bad. I'm smiling, but
Yeah.
it's really bad. It's really bad. Nobody likes to. I don't know a single person, decent person who's there to play the game and not for other reasons, who enjoys coming to the tournaments.
So my question would be to that is why is it like that for one, right? Because like you said, I believe sports is just a gateway to becoming a better person in life. It just teaches so many values, whether it be just the discipline, even if you're on a team, like it teaches you how to work with people. Sports just is so many skills that just transfers into real life. So it's just mind-boggling to me that that's how the youth tennis circuit is operated. And it seems like you said, it's not like you're opening Pandora's box. It seems like this is something that's very, very common. I'm sure you guys as moms or whoever is in this circuit it's talking about this. Like, this is like,
yeah, yes. If one of the parents is not on a tournament, the other one's like, "Oh, you're so lucky, you get to skip." It should be the opposite. Like, "Oh, it's such a shame you missed your kid play," right? Like,
yeah.
But no, nobody. We try to avoid it as much as possible. Again, not all kids are like that, right? I want to make it clear.
Yeah.
But it's so prevalent,
Wow.
I have not been on a single tournament where something like this hasn't been happening. Not a single one.
Wow.
And again, in the United States, I don't know. From what I hear in Europe, it's structured differently. It's very much organized, and but I don't know.
And so I wonder, is it that the youth, their record, like, is I think what I'm trying to say is, if they lose, does it affect their record or ranking? Is that why the stakes are so high? Maybe like if you go to a tournament, or okay, I want to be a pro, so people are watching. I've won 20 tournaments, and it's recorded that I've won 20 tournaments, no matter how I've done it. And does that wind up helping the ranking? Because I'm asking that because that's the only reason I see why someone would do that. But when you guys are going into tournaments, it seems like you guys are saying, okay, we're going into this tournament because we want to test the things that we've worked on, more than saying, hey, we have to dominate this tournament. We're here to dominate the tournament. We're testing the skills that we've been working on. It seems a little bit of different motive, right? So is it like that, where it's like, all right, well, I have 20 tournament wins, so therefore I am ranked this in the youth circuit? Is it like that, or?
Not really. I assume to a certain degree, because if you're higher ranked junior, you potentially get some sponsorships, or what I've noticed is the kids that are sponsored by certain academies, they are required sort of to win at any cost, and oftentimes they're taught to, like, you could tell when a child, I've been sharing my experience with you, when a child cheats in front of the ref, but also right in front of the faces of the parents of the other player, in this case us, like, like, it's like somebody asked her to say ABC, like it's so natural.
Yeah.
She didn't even blink. That tells you it's trained. There's no way an 8, 9-year-old would do, a child, would do something like this in front of especially adults when they know they're lying. Like, there's no way. So it is trained for sure, which is very sad. Very, very sad. So there is an aspect of, I guess, sponsorship and sort of the pressure of bringing in the trophies. But overall, it doesn't really matter because for the pro tour, you have to, from what I understand, it's a different level. Once you're 13, you can start participating in the tournaments that kind of get you the points for pro tour. So overall, it doesn't really matter that much.
Okay. That's very concerning. Let's move to something a little bit lighter. A couple more questions. Couple more questions. As far as fun, what does Mila do for fun? What do you guys do as a family for fun outside of tennis? Like, what does she like to do?
Tennis is her life. What do No, they actually have a lot of things that they do for fun. They do a lot of arts. They play with their sister all the time, different games, Legos. They play with their friends. They see their friends. They do. Mila oftentimes she has the entrepreneurial spirit in her for sure, because every time there's a play date, she tries to put like a lemonade stand or do something to raise money. Right. I did mention tennis was expensive, right? She's always conscious of raising money for tennis. We go to the beach. We always do something as soon as there's an opportunity outside tennis. Like we have free time or no tournament in the weekend, we always do something fun. Go to Universal.
Okay.
They're actually quite happy.
Okay, that's great. So you guys moved your family to Florida for Mila's tennis career. This is my last question on this segment. Any value that you would love to share to other parents? Because I think this is very, very, let's say, not the word impressive, but I'm like really in awe that you guys did that when she's such she's so young, but to support her on her tennis career. Any value that you want to add to people, other parents that are going to come up behind you, or that's even ahead of you right now because she's beating 12U players?
Again, it's not like, she already won her 50 Grand Slams and she's world number one. So I want to be cautious of that. Yeah. We're not there yet, so I can't speak like, I've known life, the tennis life, right?
Yeah.
However, that being said, given what we went through, I can definitely say that trust your intuition. Because we've, for a long time, relatively long time, we've been kind of telling ourselves, we're not from the tennis world. So we'll listen to all the experts that told us things that, they wanted us to hear. And once we kind of pulled ourselves out of this perspective or this corner of we're not from the tennis world, but hey, we have eyes, we have brains, we see things, things started to change. So trust your intuition. If you see that your kid has talent and passion and is willing to put in the work, I really encourage you to, get 3, 4, 5 opinions, but most of all, listen to yourselves in supporting your child in whatever they want to do, and not listen to experts that may say, they need to work on their feet first, and then their hands, and then the head, or whatever it might be. Just definitely trust in your child, especially if the child trusts in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, it wasn't us pushing her, like, oh, you have to do this. It was like I shared, we actually tried to, pull her out of it. It was her doing the work and us just following and realizing that, okay, we have to give it a try. We have to support her despite, certain people telling us certain things. So yeah, trust yourself, trust your parental intuition, and try to find the right support. It's very important. There's so many coaches for all sorts of sports, right? But it is so incredibly difficult to find the right ones. So incredibly difficult. So as a parent, that's your job. Your child can't do that for themselves. So that would be my advice.
Awesome. Okay, so I actually have another question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because how does it feel as a parent? Because she is really good, right? But as a parent, how does that feel to have like a young prodigy tennis player, but not to get ahead, not to put the cart ahead of the horse, right? Because she still has a very, very long way to go. How do you navigate that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're actually very calm about it. Like I said, she has not won her 50 Grand Slams or achieved her title of world number one just yet. So until that happens, we are just acknowledging her talent, but mostly her talent in putting in the work that's required, right? And even when she's tired and not wanting to do, I don't know, 20 push-ups after a 2-hour practice, right? She, goes down and does the push-ups with her mouth shut, basically, without us having to tell her, oh, you have to do this. Actually, just today, I was like, okay, so we're not going to do fitness today, right, Mila? And I meant it because it was like, I felt that everybody was just tired. And just like, no, let's go do it,
Right.
So, so until she achieves what she's set to achieve, we're very calm, but there's so many talented kids who fall out for different reasons. So it's our job just to carefully nurture her and nurture her talent and work ethics and getting her the right people to help her. And that's what we're doing and taking it step by step. There's no, we're not going crazy that, oh, we have this talent in the family. We have two, okay? You should have seen her little sister. She's amazing as well. Thanks to the older sister. But that being said, time will tell. And as long as they work hard and they have the right team around them, there's no doubt they'll be great. And that's our job to make sure it happens. That's all. There's, they still have to do their schoolwork, clean after themselves. They're still kids and they have responsibilities outside tennis. So it's, that's how we approach it.
I love it. Thank you so much. Let's get you and Mila in and let's have a little competition. I'm going to drop you guys down, but thank you so much. I think you added so much value as a parent with the things that you told me. When I'm asking these questions, I'm really learning. I'm really inquisitive. I really want to learn about this process, and how you guys are raising these young athletes and the things that you are doing, because I think it's going to add so much value to another parent that has a 2-year-old, has a 3-year-old, or even an older child that, how you guys are raising her and not saying, because trust me, it's athletes, it's parents right now that are saying their kid is God, right? And, they're not being humble about it because of everything that's happening through social media, everything that's happening in sports right now. It's just a really, really big free for all. So I really respect that you guys are, doing things the way that you are doing it. Hi. Thank you for joining the All Dream Sports podcast, which is sponsored by All Dream Sports mobile app. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's for athletes to capture their complete sports journey in one dedicated place. Capture it, store it, build a community, and earn money with All Dream Sports. So if you have hundreds of videos on your camera roll that no one's ever going to see of your child's sports journey, you can organize it with the All Dream Sports mobile app. But that's not it. You can also have your child athlete build a community of people that's going to subscribe to their Dreamers Vault. And anytime someone subscribes to your child's Dreamers Vault to watch their complete sports journey, your child earns money. So you can use it for fundraising as well. All right, guys, we are back for the Do You Know segment. How you doing? You back, Mila?
Hi.
How did you think your mom did?
Good.
She did good. She did really good. She did really good. Wow, you have an amazing story, and I can't wait to just continue to follow the journey. You know, it's not just me, it's us at All Dream Sports. We love to watch your journey. So this is the Do You Know segment. And Mila, I want you to try to win. And Mom, I'll tell you this.
How dare you?
But Mom, I have to tell you this. No parent has won so far, okay?
Well, that's encouraging.
So you might want to break the streak, okay? Who wants to start? Who wants to be first?
Me.
Okay, you'll be first. All right. So Mila, I'll ask you this question. And Mom, think about it, okay?
Okay.
And Mila, you'll answer the question. Okay, Mila, what's your mom's proudest moment of you?
What?
What's your mom's proudest moment of you playing tennis? Did you have like 10 strike? What do they call it?
When I work hard every day.
Okay.
That's the wrong answer.
Okay, I'll give it tournaments wise. What do you think?
Yeah, tournaments wise. Okay.
When I tried my best and got a trophy. Just tried my best. Just tried my best.
No, but you have to name one. Yes, of course, obviously. But that would be every moment.
The second place medal.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that right. Good job. Good job. Okay. And why, Mom? Why was that your proudest moment of her?
Because she wasn't competing only in the game of tennis.
Mm-hmm.
She was fighting some of her own fears during that tournament and dealing with all the unfairness that was happening in the final.
Mm-hmm.
And she played very well. She played her game, and I was very proud of the way she handled herself.
Yeah.
During and after the tournament, after the final. So she won. She lost results wise, but she definitely won on other different levels. So that made me extremely proud.
Question 2 now. One thing your mom never forgets to pack for the tennis tournaments.
Okay. Food.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. 2. Okay. If Mom had to choose one sport to play, what would that one sport be? If she only could choose one sport for her to play, what sport?
Room dancing.
Well, because that's what I did.
Oh, yeah. Well, I already know that.
Does that count, or we need another sport? The one I didn't do.
The one that you didn't do, she would know that one.
Swimming.
Yeah.
I did swimming.
Okay.
No, you said you didn't do swimming.
I did do swimming.
Oh. That you didn't do ice hockey. No, you didn't do ice hockey. Didn't you not do ice hockey?
Mm-hmm.
No, she didn't.
See? You didn't do it.
Yeah, but would I do it?
No. Oh, I thought it was what you didn't do. Okay.
No.
No.
Sport
Yes.
I
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's a sport that she probably wants to do, but she never did it. Like, what sport would she choose if she had one sport outside of ballroom dancing, outside of swimming, ice hockey? If she might say, I don't want to play any sport. That could be an answer too.
Tennis?
Yeah, definitely.
Tennis.
Tennis.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. You are getting everything right. One thing that your mom always says to you after a tough loss.
If I played well or if I played bad?
Mm,
Okay. It's okay. At least you played your game.
yeah. Okay, so you got everything right. Okay. All right. This is the first time for that to happen. She's got it.
Really?
Yeah.
All of them correct?
All of them basically correct.
Woo-hoo!
All right. So, what's Mila's favorite tennis tourney that she dreams to play in?
Wimbledon.
Is mom correct?
That's not the biggest one I want to play.
No.
It's
Oh.
U.S. Open.
Is
Because
US
it's
Open?
in New York. Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Sorry, but that was close. It was a
Okay.
Grand Slam. That's my
Okay.
second.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
One more to
second
the second. Okay. All
Could
right.
have given me a point now.
one. Nothing.
She's very competitive.
I told you. I don't know if I told you, but yes.
Yeah, she's very competitive. Okay, Mila, so you think about this, okay?
Okay.
One word, mom, to describe Mila as an athlete, but I think that's going to be a wash because I think this just happened. You're going to say competitive, right?
Competitive.
Okay, so I have one. Mila, I see the sneakers that you wear. They're Asics, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Mom, is that the brand that she would love to have a sponsorship with? If not, what brand would Mila love to have the sponsorship?
That's
The number one brand.
I really told you.
Okay,
a
here we
million
go.
times.
Nike,
Okay.
Lululemon,
Okay.
and Wilson.
Yes. Well, I also want A6. You forgot A6.
Okay.
Okay. So mom got that one right?
She missed one.
Okay. She missed. Okay. But not really because all right. But you can't have Asics and Nike because
Yeah.
Nike won't do Nike or Asics won't do it. So you have to choose one.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one are you choosing?
Nike.
Okay, so she's right there. She's right. Okay. One song that would be Mila's pre-match song to listen to. Mila, think about it. What is it?
Good question.
Okay.
Disturbia by Rihanna. No.
Okay, tell us. But one more guess.
Hmm?
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry? No?
Okay, what is it?
Stay.
Stay.
Yeah. We can lie down, but we don't have to go and say whatever.
Okay.
No? Kids off. Seriously.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, so mom, I'm gonna give you a layup, okay? I'm gonna give you a layup. Mila's sports role model in tennis.
Iga Świątek. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Mila. I'm sorry.
Everyone knows that.
Okay, Okay, so I think Mila is the winner.
Thank you.
I think she won the Do You Know segment of the podcast. And so, Mila, I'm going to give you the floor. Where can everyone that watches this find you to support you, follow you, and watch your journey?
That's easy. What do you mean? Like,
Where can people find you? What's your Instagram? If you you want to share your social media.
Egyptiness.
Okay. And anything that you want to tell the world about you? Lastly.
Well, my favorite color is teal, and I love all my friends.
And how many friends do you have?
I have a lot, but my best friends, I have 4.
You have 4. Do you want to say hi to them on there? So they probably gonna see this.
Yes. Hi Vivian, hi Kira, hi Gia, and hi Diana.
Awesome. And your sister's in the background. Does she want to say hello? Hey. You want to say, hey, how are you?
Good.
Are you going to come on one day to talk to us about your sports journey? Awesome. We can't wait. We're waiting for you. And mom, anything lastly that you want to say to parents, the experience of coming on here, anything that you would like to say?
I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for having us, but also for giving other families and athletes a platform, a voice at this stage when they are still developing. I think it's very important, and I think what you're doing is great. So all the best to your platform as well, and looking forward to hearing and seeing more stories of amazing kids and families and learning from them as well. So we can learn from each other and help each other grow. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And Mila, this is your first
thing to say.
You have one more thing? Tell us.
Hi Iga, you're the best, and I really want to be like you.
Awesome. I hope she sees it. Maybe we should clip this and we'll send it to her, okay? Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, so that's the end of Mila's All Dream Sports podcast, Mila and Mom. And you can follow Mila. I'll put her social medias up there. And thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for watching the All Dream Sports podcast. We would love to hear your story and possibly have you on the podcast. The We All Have Dreams segment with the athletes and the Meet the Parents segment with the parents. And then also, Do You Know segment. Do you know your child athlete? And child athlete, do you know your parent? Let's find out. If you're interested, please send us an email, team@alldreamsports.com. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Peace.